Welcome to Impact Leadership. I'm Brother Jackie Cannell, and I'm so glad that you tuned in to Impact Leadership. I love talking to leaders. I love leadership. The last time that we got together, we talked about that little hyphen between our birth date and our death date. And what we discussed was how do we maximize that hyphen that we've been given called life in such a way that we can become an effective and an efficient leader, how that we can make a difference in our world. And as we thought about that, we get together agreed that we've got to maximize our moment. And today I want to talk about how do you maximize that moment by making an influence in your leadership life and in the life of other people. When you think about the word influence, all of us have stories of people in our life that have influenced us. They've influenced us to be better, to dream bigger, to plan more great goals in our life. And I know in my own life, I've had people that I've watched over the years and they've influenced me greatly. I remember as a young leader beginning to look at people that were my senior leaders and thinking, man, I want to be like that person, and I want to connect with that person. And all of us have those examples in our life. And even today, in my own life, I look around and I see people that have greatly and are still continuing to greatly influence what I do. That's why we do leadership summits, and that's why we do leadership podcasts, is because my goal is that maybe I can be a tool that can help influence you to dream bigger, to achieve greater things, to reach further than you've ever reached. So when we think about that for a minute, what is influence? If I were to ask you to take a pencil and just kind of jot down your definition of what influence is, what would that be? And when I thought about that, I thought about, man, influence to me is something that impresses me, something that causes me to have drive about me, something that causes me to reflect, something that causes me to project. Something that influences me. That is, and I like this definition. I like this one. Now, this is a Brother Jackie definition. You won't find it in the Webster's Dictionary. But when I think about the word influence, influence is that thing or person that causes me to stop and ponder. To be able to go, wow, this is making a difference in my life. It causes me to stop and ponder. And when I think about influence, I think about people in my life that's caused me to stop what I was doing and think and ponder and go, wow, they are demonstrating characteristics or leadership that I really want to achieve. That will cause me to move in a direction of betterment in my life. Now, I know that there are people that would say, well, you know, people can influence you to do wrong, or people can influence you to do right. Either way, it still causes you to stop and ponder. It causes you to have a check in your life to go, which direction do I want to go? And I want you to know that everybody has influence. And I meet people all the time that say stories or tell me stories of how they got where they are because they were influenced. And a lot of those stories can be very bad stories. I was influenced to do this and I was influenced to do wrong. That is, I had a stopping point in my life and I was moved and motivated by this person to go that way or this thing to go that way, and it was the wrong choice. Or I've also had people that tell me success stories that they were influenced by people that they really cherished, they really wanted to model themselves after. And when I think about that influence, it's a time in my life where I stop and I go, okay, I'm going to follow this model. And to me, influence is that. Stopping, pondering, checking, and going, okay, I want to follow this model. So influence grows by stages to me. When I think about influence, there are stages that happen for you to either be influenced or influence other people in your leadership. Now, you may want to write this down. The first stage is what I call model. That's right. You can be a model to the masses or you can be a model to the individual. But to go to the higher level of influence, you have to work with individuals. In other words, you model leadership. You model what you want to achieve and what you want others to achieve. And so as a leader, I'm a firm believer that people are watching you. And people are watching how you do things. And people are watching your attitude. And they're watching your reactions. And they're watching how you strategize and how you put a plan together and how you execute that plan. And what you've got to realize is every day when you put your feet on the floor and you start your day, you are modeling an influence for somebody. It could be your kids. Who could ever forget that commercial back years ago where this guy's washing his car and his little boy is there, and the guy stops and sits down and lights up a cigarette and puts his cigarette packs down, and the little boy picks it up and is going to follow that same model. So you have to realize as a leader, you're always modeling. And that modeling is very important for you to recognize what kind of model are you? What kind of model are you demonstrating? You can either be a positive model or a negative model. You can be but irregardless of that, always remember as a leader, every day you're getting up and you are modeling so that you influence. And then I believe that there's a second part of this in influence growing by stages. Not only do you model, but you get to motivate. That is, you motivate people and you influence them because of your motivation. Motivation is a driving force that we have as leadership that we get to share with other people. We motivate people. We motivate people by encouraging them. We motivate people by communicating to them. And as a leader, you get to have influence because you motivate people. You motivate them toward a particular direction to achieve a certain goal. And so you've got to realize that influence is first of all modeling, and then motivating, and then mentoring. And I believe that that stage is vitally important in your influence. That is pouring your life into other people. When you influence people and you really want to drive deep into their life and you want to influence them at its maximum level, you have to mentor them. And I'm a firm believer that every leader needs people that they're mentoring. And when I was thinking about this, I wanted to stop this moment and ask you, who are you mentoring? Who are you pouring into? Who are you sharing life with? When you look at your leadership, don't waste it, y'all, but invest yourself and mentor yourself in the life of other people. And I believe that is so important to be able to be a maximum leader in your hyphen of life. And then finally, listen, don't miss this one. Remember, you model, you motivate, you mentor, and then you multiply. What that means is you help the ones that you mentor, you help them influence others. In other words, help people you influence to influence other people. In other words, you're growing your volume of people that you're influencing. And so as you multiply yourself, and I love that thought, we're not an island to ourselves. We don't get to just do life alone. And so I believe in you as a leader. I believe that you are a leader that wants to grow and you want to develop and you want to make a positive difference. Well, what I want is for this leadership that you have developed in your life, I want it to grow bigger and bigger and bigger and multiply. And as it multiplies, then we're going to see a positive difference in our world. So I challenge you to be a leader of positive influence. That is, you are influencing people positively. Get up every day. Make sure you put your influence mind on. Get yourself in a place that you go, you know what, when I walk out this door today, I'm going to model positive leadership. I'm going to model leadership of integrity. I'm going to model leadership that's going to make a positive difference in our world. You model that, You motivate people to follow you. You mentor people that follow you, and you multiply yourself through those people so that the volume of your positive influence gets bigger and bigger. Oh, listen, don't wait. Start today. Make sure that you're making a positive difference by being a positive influence. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in to Impact Leadership.